I attended the public lecture titled, "When Will We Find ET and What Happens If We Do?" The speaker was Seth Shostak, and he is a senior astronomer at the SETI Institute. He began the talk by pointing out that he is searching for intelligent life, even though most people in his field are searching for life, not intelligent life. He then spent a good chunk of time discussing the relatively nearby locations where we might be able to find life. Potential locations include Mars and Saturn's moons, and all potential locations have to fall in the so-called hospitable zone. That is, the surface has to be at the right temperature such that water on the surface does not boil off. At the moment, there is only a pretty small list of known planets that are in so-called hospitable zones. I knew most of this information already prior to the lecture, but I still found it interesting to hear it again because I'm very curious as to whether or not we are alone in the universe. Next, Shostak discussed the difficulties of actually finding life. Basically, everything he discussed was new information that I had not heard of or thought of before. He first pointed out that for a long period of time, there was no life on Earth. Then, when Neanderthals and humans came along, it would have been hard to actually find us from afar for most of human history. To further complicate things, we may not be searching for life at the right moment in time. That is, there may have been life somewhere else in the past, or there may have been life somewhere else or there may be life somewhere else in the future. But it is entirely possible that we are the only intelligent life form currently alive in the universe. I found this point to be the most interesting thing I learned, because it had never occurred to me that we may be searching for life at the wrong moment in time. This means that our search for life may be even more complex than what I had originally considered, as I had always falsely assumed that other intelligent forms of life would evolve in the universe at a similar time as humans did. As a result of all of these complications, we basically have no idea whether or if we will find intelligent life elsewhere in the universe. However, we do have one thing going for us in our favor, and that is that our search capabilities are increasing at an exponential rate. Shostak concluded the lecture by discussing what intelligent life might look like. He asserted that they would have to be at least as intelligent as us. Otherwise, they would not have the technology to be noticed by us. Additionally, they are likely to look like what we will look like in the future. Our social skills and athletic abilities are more likely to be less important in the future, since we will sit at computers all day. So it is possible that aliens will have larger brains, smaller statures, big heads, smaller noses, and larger eyes with no eye whites. Finally, Shostak asserted that the best way to find intelligent life may be to find the artificial intelligence that extraterrestrial life has created. In the near future, computers and AI will be more intelligent than us, so they will be simply more relevant than us, and they will go about solving the biggest problems in the universe. Therefore, it is possible that the best way to find intelligent life is to find AI that is working on preventing the universe from expanding and dying a cold death. I found this theory very interesting, so I decided to do a little more research on the link between extraterrestrial life and extraterrestrial AI. I found an interesting article by Dom Galeon that discussed the transition from, quote, biological life to, quote, post-biological life. In the article, he quotes Susan Schneider, who believes that the technological developments going on today are part of a pattern that has been repeated many times in the universe, wherein biological intelligence transforms into synthetic intelligence. This synthetic intelligence could be humans enhanced through technology, or it could simply be artificial intelligence. Both paths are interesting to consider. However, Schneider also points out that if biological life has transformed into AI elsewhere in the universe, it may not share our goals and may not even be conscious in the way that we are. This is concerning because the artificial intelligence elsewhere may not value us as a result, and this raises the question, Is it safe and smart to search for intelligent life elsewhere in the universe? All of these are deep questions, and I am now more curious than ever before about the search for intelligent life after going to the public lecture and doing a little research on my own. I really enjoyed the talk, and I also appreciated Seth Shostak's sense of humor.